Okay, I am going to just make a little note here that I am live. All right, I tell you what, it has been a moment for me. It's been about a month since I have did a YouTube video. To be honest with you, I haven't felt like it. It has just been so much freaking going on. I have did the podcast, so I am up to number 17 with the podcast. So tune in. You can do Apple or you can do SoundCloud or what I say, Apple, SoundCloud. Then there's another one, Comcast, and you'll be able to get the podcast. So every Sunday at 7 p.m. I stream. However, today, October the 17th, I taped today for Sunday. I am going to dedicate this YouTube to a dear friend of mine that passed 1 week ago today, Mr. George Carrington Jr. Out of Los Angeles, California. He and we did several events together, but he has been a dear friend for the last 2 years. Somebody that I have been able to talk to just about every day or every other day with dealing what I'm dealing with. Have you had someone that has been a dear friend to you that you have been able to talk to, that you have been able to confide in outside of your therapist? If so, then you know how I'm feeling right now. So let me try to bring you up to speed. So as of today, I am seeing a chiropractor. So I'm seeing a chiropractor twice a week on my shoulder. So I'm about 70 to 80% with the left shoulder as far as healing. And with my right ankle, it is just a mess. I cannot begin to tell you how disappointed I am. I have been crying so much today that my eyelashes have fallen off. So basically, the chiropractor gets my ankle and he just gets in there. Ironically enough, he knows exactly where the nerve is, and he just gets in there and he just pushes it. So he said that he believes there's a lot of inflammation, and I'm thinking, I've been taking inflammatory medication, naproxen, for 2 years now. So, I tell you about these practicing doctors. At the end of the day, I'm seeing the chiropractor. He's getting in there. And he also said that there is a lot of scar tissue. I don't know about you, but African American, not African American, I have a tendency of keloiding. I mentioned to my first surgeon that did my shoulder, I keloid really bad, and I believe he put a steroid injection in there prior to him stitching me up. My ankle surgeon was so arrogant, I don't believe he even listened to anything that I said. And I have this strange blood. It's called RH negative. I said, I'm RH negative. Obviously, you know that because you ran a blood sample prior to me having surgery. You do an EKG and all of that. If anything is going to happen or go sideways, it's going to be Shey Johnson. It has just been that way since birth. So I don't believe that he put the steroids inside of my ankle. What I found out today is the fiber that they stitch the ligaments back together with, I may be allergic to it. So I don't know what you're thinking right now, but I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking, that this is just a bunch of bullshit. I'm beyond pissed off that I have gone to physical therapy over 75 times. December will make it 1 year. December. This is middle of October. December will make it 1 year that I've had surgery on this ankle. And when I go to the doctors and I was seeing let me back up a little bit. I was still seeing the surgeon 6 months after the surgery, and I'm telling him, my ankle doesn't feel well. He's saying, continue in physical therapy, continue in physical therapy. 4 months later, my ankle doesn't feel good. It's still swelling. I am still on ice twice a day, if though I didn't even have the surgery. I don't know if they're taking notes or if they're listening or not, but it's 9 months later and I don't feel any better. So if you've had me in therapy all this time and I'm still on ice twice a day, I'm still using my walker, I'm still using my scooter, I'm still using my cane, I can only wear a shoe for about an hour, I am fit to be tied. After an hour, I have to take my tennis shoe off. I have been inside of a grocery store, and about time I'm ready to check out, I take one shoe off and I'm walking outside barefoot. I put the tennis shoe inside the basket and I'm pushing myself to my car. I am beyond. I'm up here with it all. So it's not just so much as being a survivor and dealing with the bullshit that come along with that, with no financial help. People don't call you to see if you need groceries, you need ass wiping paper, do you need dish detergent? I'm on a roll today. They don't call you to see if you need that kind of stuff because everybody assumes you're such a strong Black woman that you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay, all right. So I'm still seeing a psychiatrist twice a week. So it's 2 years later. I'm still in therapy, well, mental therapy. So still seeing a psychiatrist, and I am still seeing a chiropractor. So I'm no longer seeing the physical therapist because I have plateaued out. I can go in there and do all 15 of my routines. I don't even need anybody standing there with me. I know how to go to all the machines and do my circuit. And when I'm done, I'm laying on ice. I come home and I'm done for the day because I can only do 1 or 2 activities a day. It's like, really? Really? And you have my best interest. This is the best that you can do? So let's talk about the MGM and the settlement. So if you go to Las Vegas News 8, Google my name, I did an interview. If you go to News 13, I did an interview. And basically what I said, even though we talked for an hour, they only show like a minute of what you said. So let me make sure you know what it is that I said. And basically I said, right now, there's no amount of money that you can give me that I believe I'm going to be at peace because I'm still dealing with it. It'll be different if I have moved on with my life. And when you say settlement meaning it's over. This is what we're going to give you for all the bullshit that you went through. What about if you're still going through it? So how do you settle on something that you're still going through? I may have to have another surgery. This will be surgery number 4 if I have to have another surgery. I've been driving my car for about 1 month now, just 1 month. And then my doctor says, well, I want you to drive in your area. Listen to this. So I don't know if it's a trick or is it bullshit. So you tell me what you think it is. Email me and tell me what you think it is. LisheyJohnson@gmail.com. LISHEY@gmail.com. We want you to drive within the 5-mile radius. But his office is 24 miles one way. So how the hell am I supposed to get there? Miss Johnson, we want you to drive within 5 mile radius. The only thing that is a 5 mile radius to me is a gas station, CVS, and Albertsons, which I can't do CVS, Albertsons, and all in one day. I have to do the gas station and CVS or the gas station and Albertsons. I can't do three things as of right now. Today, I can't. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be, but as of October 17th, I can't. Shit. So the psychiatrist is more than 5 miles. The chiropractor is more than 5 miles. And your bullshit office is more than 5 miles. So you tell me. Okay, let's move on. So like I said, there's not enough, there is enough, but there's not enough money, a dollar amount that you can put on my healing and on my health and deal with this PTSD that's not going to go away. You're trying to put a Band-Aid on something. You're trying to sugarcoat something. And we all know, rest in peace, the 58 survivors, they got a chunk of that. But rest in peace. For those of us that still living and still have to see this shit, you tell me what price tag. You tell me what amount of money is good for you for the rest of your life. To still see dead bodies laying around, people carrying dead bodies out, blood and shit splattered all over you. You can't sleep. You're still having nightmares and your ankle is still fucked up. You tell me how much money is good enough for you. Email me. I'm just curious. So 3 to 4 surgeries later, and you want to know what I think about the MGM. I want my mind right. I want my health right. I want my freedom back. I want my independence back. That's what I want, for starters. I'm sick of seeing the chiropractor. I'm sick of going to physical therapy. It's been over a year, almost 2 years. And I don't feel as though I'm any better. And then to find out, oh, Miss Johnson, you might be allergic to what we put in you. You think, because every time I would go in there, some smart ass would say, you should be doing a lot better than you're doing. Well, if you thought about I was allergic to the shit you put in my ankle, maybe I would be. But as of right now, I'm not. So I want to just let you know that I started a podcast. And it's a weekly podcast that every Sunday at 7 o'clock, I'm just giving you some tips on some things that I have done to help me with my journey in my recovery process. So like today, I talked about a call to action and giving back, and that I am a member of Every Town There's a Survivor. You can Google this information also. And Moms Demand Action. So whatever state you reside in, these organizations are available. Now, either one are not about, we want to take your guns from you. Basically, they're saying that someone that is ill, that is sick, that's going around beating up on men, women, being abusive, you don't need to have an AR-15 in your home. You do not need to have military weapons inside of your home. So I believe that. I am saying it's okay to protect yourself, but you do not need military weapons to do so. So going back to the podcast, I talked about how to use support a survivor. I have my book here, so I'm just going to read you a couple of the episodes. So I'm going to start with episode number 1. And therefore, if there's an episode that I mention, you'll be able to just zero right on in it, okay, with the podcast. So number 1, I talked about dropping my song. And basically the song is Why Not Me? And there's a little hook. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think if I can even remember the hook to the song. Just a footstep away from the terror that I felt. Why not me? So that was the hook. Why not me? All right. And then number 2 is just introduction to me. So if you have been following the YouTube, you can bypass that. You already know me by now. Number 3, I talked a little bit about the Las Vegas shooting. Number 4, the life of a survivor. And I just got through telling you 5 minutes ago the struggles that I'm still having, but who is here to help me? They're talking about the settlement. That's something, because you know how they can tie that shit up. 6 months from now. But how do you eat now? How do you pay your bills now? About time 6 months come, you gonna owe so many doggone people, and you in collections. You done either lost your home, your credit is towed up. So what, you gotta pay somebody to get your credit straightened out again. Don't nobody care. They do not care. The bill collector do not care. The gas company, the electric company, your cell phone, they do not care that you are a survivor of some shit that has happened. All they want to know is, I'm sorry that happened to you, but when do you think you can pay? Do you think you can pay half of it today? Do you think you can pay by Friday? That's all they want to know. At the end of the day is when you can pay. I cannot tell you, I've seen more red notes around this house than I have seen in a lifetime. When I was single and had my children, I didn't even have this many red notes. I am like credit card max the heck out. But for those of you that's a survivor and you didn't have a credit card, I get it. I understand. And you don't want to keep going to the same people trying to borrow, $500, $1,000. Now, for me, if I have to call you for $100 to borrow, I'm damn messed up. If I call you to borrow some money, I need $1,000. I'm not calling you to borrow no $20 or no $50 damn dollars. I need to start with $1,000. That will help me. Let's go back to number 4, life of a survivor. Then you have number 6, supporting a survivor. Are you a good friend of a survivor? When have you checked on your friend that is a survivor? When have you gone to that person's house and that person has said, I don't feel like doing anything? Okay, but then you say, I'm coming over. Let's have a pajama party, watch a movie, go to Redbox, get a movie and get some popcorn and just sit with that survivor. That's being a good friend. Then number 7, finding the right therapist. I'm on therapist number 7, and I finally found somebody that I can sit and have a conversation with instead of them talking to me or talking over me or talking about me without allowing me to speak for my own self, as though I can't talk for myself. So when you get a therapist, be sure that they're listening to you. When you feel as though they're not listening to you, it is time for you to bounce. Shake the spot. Number 8, embracing the new you. Because we will never be the same. Everybody's going to die one day. But it's how you live your life while you're here on earth. How do you live your life on earth? And when you do go, how will people remember you? Are you that one that helped other people? Are you that one? Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am what? You are what? What is it about you? I know for me, I am caring. I am lovable. I am always trying to help somebody else. This YouTube, it puts me out there with my story. But I don't give a damn what you think about me, because I'm the one that's still hurting. I'm the one that's still in pain. I want to be able to help another survivor, to let that survivor know you're not the only one. I have done YouTube videos where I have been crying. I'm sitting up here now with half lashes on, half, most of them off, head, toe up. But guess what? It's not about me. It's about me helping the next person and to let you know that, hell no, I'm not okay. So I don't care what you hear, what you see, what you thought, what you heard. I'm not okay. Number 9, career change. I can put career change with, for those of you that were at the concert, or Gilroy, you were at the festival, El Paso, Walmart. I mean, what are your thought processes as in going back? Would you go back to Walmart? Would you go back to another country concert? So again, it just depends on what you've seen. There was not 22,000 people there on that Sunday. The event itself may have sold 22,000 tickets, but on that Sunday, it was only about 10, maybe about 10,000 people there. Maybe 3,000 of the 10,000 was right there in the line of fire. Probably 7,000 heard but did not see what us that was right there by the stage, right there in the VIP section, right there on the lawn, seen. The bodies, the blood. So everybody has a story. I'm just sharing mine with you. So don't forget to join me on the podcast. It's every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to put out 100 YouTube videos and only 20 podcasts because I want to allow myself time to respond to anybody that has sent me questions regarding whatever I may have said. I could have had a bad day, but whatever I have said, and you want me to give you some more information, I want to allow myself some time to do that. I do have some hats available for $15. I have some t-shirts available for $20, and I have started working on my book. So I'm at about page 32 with my book. So you said, what's the difference between the YouTube, the podcast, and your book, Shey? Well, the book, I'm really talking about what I seen. No holding back. It is my take on what I thought and I believe went down. I'm going to leave it right there. Number 10, the nightmares and the medication. Do you feel safe? Number 11, how about the crowds? The crowds, can you handle dealing with the crowds? Number 12, the hurt, the pain, and the surgeries, where you shot. How did it affect you? And then you have number 13, going back to the crime scene. Have you gone back to the crime scene? When you went back, how did you feel? The number 14 is faith. That's a big one. And discovering people. People will show you who they are when you're in need. Now, you just have to trust them and you have to believe them. Because people will show you who they are. Because you are a giver, don't expect everybody else around you to be a giver. Don't expect people to treat you the way that you would treat them. See, that was a mistake that I made. I've learned something going through this journey. Boy, haven't I learned something. Number 15, the system. We are a part of the system. And a lot of this is BS. I wasn't a part of the GoFundMe funds. Maybe your town raised some money. Were you a part of the GoFundMe fund? People gave because they believed that it was going to help the people that were affected affected. They didn't know it was going to be, well, you need to be qualified over here. You need to be qualified over here. You only going to get $2 if you were shot. If you wasn't shot, you wasn't going to get anything. But people didn't give based on that. They gave based on the belief and the intentions that it was going to go to help those that were affected by the Las Vegas shooting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Number 16, being organized. That's huge. That's huge. I talk about that one. That is huge. You can't have stuff all over the place when you're in the middle of a situation, because we're still in the middle of a situation. You got to be organized. And then number 17, call to action. There's a call to action as well as giving back. And this is what I consider myself doing by doing the YouTubes, doing the podcast, is I'm explaining to you what I've gone through, the hurt, the pain, the tears, being transparent. I don't care. It's just a way for you to know that this is real shit. This is real shit that we're going through. And it's nothing to play around with. I don't want you to think that I'm okay. Everything is all peaches and cream, because it's not. Let's see. Number 18, I'm going to have a guest speaker. I'm still doing the bio feed, and basically it's a headset you put on. It's music that you're listening to, but it's also letting the brain know that the brain is safe. So I still have 8 more sessions of that, and I am on session number 2. So each session is 14 tapes long for about an hour and a half. And the whole objective is to get my focus back and to just calm my little self down, because my focus was horrible. And some things I am just now remembering that had happened that night. So, like I said, it's still a process. It's an ongoing process. Then self-care. Number 9, going to be doing that one on November the 3rd. So today is October the 17th. So November the 3rd, I'm going to talk about self-care. So maybe I'll do a YouTube video November the 3rd or either November the 10th, because in the last one I am going to talk about is PTSD. I'm not a therapist. I am not a psychiatrist. I am a survivor that has survived the Las Vegas massive shooting. And I honestly believe here in Las Vegas, we are trying to bury it. Nobody wants to talk about it. I've also talked about what I felt about the healing garden, that it was sad and it was pitiful. It's just my opinion. And that they were going to use the grounds to make it a sports complex and put some type of memorial there. My take is they ought to put some type of memorial, but just as elaborate as they have done for the Twin Towers in New York. If it calls for funding, then get it. You know how to make people here in Vegas, the system here, the county, the state, the legislature, they know how to get money here. So parking can be beautiful. It can be an entrance. It can be closed at night. It can be open in the daytime. They can charge $10 to come in. But if you're a survivor, we got a lifetime membership card or something like that. Or maybe our name could be on a list as a survivor, because I'd be damned if I'd be paying to go to a park and pay cemetery. That's what I've been calling it, the park and pay cemetery, because they're going to also be using that lot when they have games over at the Allegiant Stadium, where the home of the Raiders. So when the Raiders are playing, 2020 here, or anything that's happening over there at the stadium, they'll be using that space as a parking lot. And I'm sure they're going to be charging no less than $25. So that's why I called it the Park and Pay Cemetery, which I still believe it needs to be some type of memorial. It could be open in the daytime and you can charge $10. They can come in and get a poster. You know, some people want pictures. They want pictures of it. So you can make a calendar of it. You can have testimonies of us as a survivor in it, and you can make some money that way. But at the end of the day, that's my take on it. It's been about a month since I've done a YouTube video. I've been upset, and it's because surgeries and my healing. This is when I say when you're just a part of the system, you're just the next person. That's how I'm feeling. But I will continue to stay in therapy and express how I feel to a licensed professional therapist that gets paid to hear what I have to say. In the meantime, you take care. Continue to pray for all those that have been affected by gun violence, not just so much as us here in Las Vegas. There is some type of mass shooting happening. Seems like every time you turn on the television, every other week. But I'm still here as a survivor. I am here to tell you my story and walk you through my journey. So thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Check out my podcast and subscribe.